Welcome back, everybody. Lately in the news, you've heard about the Pacific Palisades fire and the Eaton Fire, several other small ones. Well, I got caught in the Eaton Fire, Altadena, and this is what it looked like when it started from our house. It was two ridges away, or two canyons away, and the wind was blowing the fire away from us. You can hear in the background the wind was really gusting. The news said that the winds were measured in gusts of up to 100 miles an hour, which is incredible, and it just really fanned the flames. But we watched it creep closer and closer our way. It took it a while, but I stayed around. The whole neighborhood had evacuated. Everyone was out, but I stayed behind to make sure we didn't have any looters come through, and maybe to try and do something. But the fire just got closer, kept coming, wouldn't stop. There was no fire crews on it. There was no helicopter drops because of the wind. No borate bombers. The wind was just too bad. I can't get a full view of it, but it went from these hilltops here, went down off to the right, down the canyon, and was actually getting into some homes down there. That was Eaton Canyon, and between Eaton Canyon and where we are, which is Las Flores Canyon, is the Rubio Canyon. So it crossed Eaton Canyon, went through Rubio Canyon, and came over into Las Flores Canyon, and from there it continued on. And less than 10 miles away is the Monte Cristo mine. I've seen fires before, but nothing up close to this scale, and the wind was just whipping the flames up. They were, I estimate, over 100 feet up. They were going up into the power lines, and I know the power towers were kind of high. But here it is. It's creeping forward. It's getting closer. At this point, I'm trying to determine what I'm going to do. Should I just run or stay and see if I can do anything? I chased a few cars out that came into, I guess, looky-loos, or possibly to scope the area out to either vandalize or do some looting. But I stayed behind and chased them off. This is just the west side of the fire front. There's an east side which blew very quickly across the San Gabriel Mountains. The west side was a little bit slower because of the wind blowing from the west to the east. But it just kept advancing. I didn't have any magical words or wishes or prayers that I could use to stop this thing. So eventually the fire did make it into the neighborhood. There was a palm tree here across the street from us that got lit up, and as the wind blew, the top of it just turned into a torch and blew embers all over the place. I hear some of the embers on the ground. I grabbed somebody's garden hose and put out what I could. Hosed down my house and the neighbors' houses, but to no avail. And this is the last picture that I got of the house. This house was purchased by my wife as the second owner, and she's been paying for it, and it's a nice little house, but to no avail. It's a good thing I chose that time to leave. Going out the road, one way in and one way out, and I hadn't realized the fire had gotten around behind me. The heat was so intense that it cracked the windshield of the truck. On my way out, I went down to check on the Jeep. We'd moved our Jeep Wrangler down to the park nearby, thinking that a quarter mile should be far enough away. But made a mistake there. It wasn't far enough. Well, it was far enough, but the Jeep is still here at this time, and there's just houses on fire in the neighborhood. All these houses that I'm passing now that you see on video, they're all gone. Everything burned up to the curb. And in fact, on the right-hand side, there's a building that you can't see because it's obscured by the smoke. This is what it looks like. This is the William Davis Memorial Building. It's a nice hall with a amphitheater behind it. But this is now what it looks like. It's not even a shell. It's just two chimneys. And this guy was unfortunate enough because of the winds that we were having. A tree blew down as he was driving past and he hit it. There's a concrete pole that's been twisted in half from the wind. And when I came back the following day, this is what the sun looked like. Good morning, Altadena. So here I am driving across Woodbury back into the fire area. And there's something in the road up here. Let's see. Oh geez, it's somebody's little convertible car. Apparently they must have driven through a shower of embers. But yeah, that's too bad. It looks like a nice little car. Well, as I'm traveling further down Woodbury, we're about a half a mile or so away from the mountains, and at that distance away from the brush fire. I didn't think there would be any fires down here, but here this neighborhood's got 3 houses on fire. Oh, now you guys show up, huh? Where were you last night when I needed help protecting my my house? There was no fire crew, no nothing in the area. I guess they were just spread too thin, but I wish these guys would have been here the night before. Well, this picture was taken from the driver's side door of the Jeep, and gosh darn it, it made it. She pulled through. I'm glad my wife had the foresight to park far away from any buildings. No burn marks, nothing melted. We took her down to Pep Boys and bought her a brand new battery because she was such a brave little girl. And now we turn from depressing to devastating. This is my father-in-law's house. He lived 2 houses away from us. And there's nothing left. There's a big house, pool, good backyard. But yeah, there's nothing left. This is his Dodge truck. It was parked in the garage. And of course it burned with everything else that was in it, all of his tools. This is his Bounder RV motorhome. It's just a skeleton now. Here's looking across the backyard. To the left is the pool. And in the center is his brand new barbecue he just got. And this is my house. Welcome to my home. My wife and I lived here, and now we don't. This was the kitchen. I had the old-fashioned steel cabinets in it. This is looking across the living room into the bedroom and back into the backyard. Now imagine if there were walls there. But yeah, there's not much left. This is looking into the backyard from my neighbor's yard. And yeah, it's nothing. It's really depressing. Well, since I don't like crying on video, I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your messages of condolence if you leave any. If you don't, that's fine. But hopefully I'll rejoin the ranks of the sheltered. Right now I'm one of the affluential homeless. Take care and see ya.